So I'm very excited about that.
Back in when WWF Warzone came out on Nintendo 64, I was like, dude, I want to play as X-Pac.
Okay.
And so they had to.
Did you say it like that?
I literally said it like that. And I was able to make the character in the custom mode.
Oh, yeah.
Because they had the outfit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I get to play as freaking X-Pac.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
Yeah. Do you ever make characters, when you make characters in games, who do you go for? Like, what sort of archetypes do you go for?
I try to make characters that I want to be in the game as if they exist in the game. I try to make them I try to put in, like, let's say the new, if there was a character maker in, which there is on there is on the new Smash Bros. You can make me characters, and it's like they release downloadable content where it's like the Proto Man armor, and I made Proto Man, so it's like I get to play as Proto Man in the new Smash Brothers, and that I love it. So I would make a character, even if it's not an official downloadable thing, I'll make a character that should be there, like Simon Belmont.
Yeah, I tend to make Cro-Magnon males. So pretty much, if I can make Conan the Barbarian, that's what I'm going for.
Strength, no speed.
Yeah, like Skyrim, I will literally try to make Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah.
Like or Soul Calibur 5 has a very intensive character creator. I always just try to make like just a dual sword or just a double-handed sword fighter with like the crown and the whole thing. Because I fucking love Conan the Barbarian.
A lot of it's character makers. A lot of it, like, and sometimes I do it to what I want the character to be in the game. So there wasn't this open world kind of Zelda game. And so I got Monster Hunter 4 on 3DS, and I named the character Link.
Oh, okay.
There is downloadable content for his outfit or something. You have to. It's really hard to get, so I haven't done it. But hey, I'm like Link. It's like a new Zelda game in a way.
Yeah, I often name my characters Crom because
Craig Magnon.
No. Crom is the god of steel in the Conan the Barbarian mythos. Anyway, but yeah, I definitely identify with that. It is funny that a lot of your personality comes out in the character creator, both male and female, because of course you can make both.
And then sometimes I'm like, I'll make a normal dude and then like have him have longer hair. Like literally, it's me.
Yeah. No, I definitely.
And I'm
you identify with that.
Yeah.
And then especially like in a game where like you like are chopping people down around, like, yeah, I'm crushing it. Like,
yeah,
it is that next level of like you interfacing with the game.
The funniest is Bloodborne, and you make your character, you spend hours on it, and 99% of the game you're wearing armor that you never see anything. Yes. Like literally, like you see their eyes and that's it.
Well, in Neo, you can actually take the helmet off. The stats are still there. Is that true for Bloodborne?
No, if you take the helmet off, that's your
the stats
armor.
go away.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a tough day in the office.
So
but Neo doesn't have a character creator, of course.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a tough day in the office. So, Mario, have you ever seen a good video game movie? No.
Super Mario Brothers.
Cool. John Leguizamo.
It's not that bad.
It's just not that good.
It's not that good. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Okay. So what are your thoughts on why do you think it's so hard to translate? So we finally figured out the formula for translating comic books to movies. What do you think is the big obstacle for video games to translate?
It took so long for people to understand comic books, for film writers to understand comic books, that they are a serious thing.
Well, yes.
That they're not a joke.
Well, yes, but my question is, what do you think is the obstacle standing? Because you and I love comic books. I mean, we know why comic book movies were always going to be great. I don't know why video game movies will be great.
Well, a lot of people thought back in the day, back in the 90s,
back in my day.
Yeah, back in the 90s, that comic books were really hard to adapt because they're so serialized.
Yes.
How can you make a whole entire character's life into 2 hours? You know, so I think that it's going to take that one really good movie like X-Men or Spider-Man in 2000 and 2001.
Yeah.
It's going to take that really good one for people to be like, there's the formula we need to do. I haven't seen Assassin's Creed. I heard that it was okay.
Yeah,
I want to see it. I mean, it's Michael Fassbender. I want to see it. But
I mean, I would chill with Michael Fassbender, but I don't know if I want to see it.
But they just released the photos. The reason I brought this up is that they just released photos of Alicia Vikander as Lara Croft. It looks great. I love Tomb Raider, the game, the reboot. Love that game.
Yeah. I didn't too.
And if they literally just take that whole game and just make it into a movie.
Yeah, except
how
for all
can it
that
be bad?
weird spiritual stuff.
It's Tomb Raider. It's like Indiana Jones. There's going to be a little supernatural hocus pocus.
Good movie, by the way.
Great movie.
Criminally underrated. I think that...
Well, it plays 24/7 on the
TBS?
The family channel.
The family, ABC Family?
It used to be called ABC Family. No, it's Freeform.
That's the last time.
Freeform.
That's the last time I watched. Yeah, I would say that the really big challenge for video game movies in general is just the fact that the form itself is so different. Like the narrative form is so different because you have to include gameplay. And I don't mean that in a negative. I just think that also, okay, so one of the problems that I find is that video games, much like comics, are very influence heavy, right?
Influence heavy.
So comics, video games, they really depend on other forms of media to inform their storytelling, right? So Mafia is very much a part of Godfather, right? That sort of storytelling stylistically. And I do feel like it's very difficult, much with comic books too, until comic books really started to take off and those characters are so well established, right? Because Spider-Man, you have 30, 40, 50 years of writing before to draw on, right?
Yeah.
Video games, you don't have that much time, that much legacy, that much pantheon.
But they didn't have, but maybe it's just going to take time.
Exactly. I do think it's going to take time, but I do feel like also that's one of the biggest things is that many video games draw upon so many other sources that for now, we just don't have a legacy character that you could really claim as this character I can now take into a new direction. Like
you don't get more. Yeah. I know exactly
like
what you're
saying.
The
New 52. The New 52 took everything and just flipped it, right? And some it was good, some it was bad, but
there's
some
no
one.
There's no character that borrows more than Nathan Drake.
And probably
it's a great character. He won us over.
And probably
the first game not so much. The second one he completely won us over with his charm.
That's the most likely to be the best video game film ever.
It would have to be
potentially
done right.
Or it was called 10-10.
I like Adventures of 10-10.
10-10 is good. Action
Not
fatigue sets in, but it's a good game. It's a good game.
Good day, see?
It's a game.
We're blending them.
It is. But
I called The Last of Us a great movie, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no. Anyway, I do think it will happen eventually. I just don't know if there's a pantheon to actually draw upon.
There's always been that, though. I mean, Batman was based on Zorro, who was based on the Scarlet Pimpernel, who was based on, it's like there's always been.
These are timeless stories, of course, but to like kind of put that Marvel sheen on everything would be very, very difficult.
Yeah.
You might get one good movie, getting 3 or 4, maybe. Past that, tough to do. Tough sell.
Yeah. It's gonna take time. My dream is like a great Zelda movie. But then again,
never gonna happen. Nintendo would never take their thumb
they'll never do it
off the director.
But if you had an animated series, okay, they're announced a Castlevania animated series.
Yes,
for
very
Netflix.
excited. And but
Avi Shankar is a great producer.
But
Dread.
an animated series, not as much risk.
I agree, and I think that's the way they should do. If they had, let's say, you blended the art style of Aeon Flux with Ghost in the Shell, and made a bad-ass Metroid animated series, I would watch the shit out of that.
Well, it's like Vampire Hunter D. Did you ever see the second film?
I literally was gonna mention Vampire Hunter D.
Because if you just
Bloodlust, which is like my favorite movie.
Yeah, that was done by Madhouse. And if you just got those bros to make a Castlevania game of Alucard just going beast mode.
Oh my god. That's literally the animation
or Ninja
style.
Gaiden. Like Ninja Gaiden, Ryu Hayabusa, and Ninja Scroll. Fuck.
But I imagined the animation style Castlevania to be Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust.
Well,
and I was like,
very
if they
similar.
did that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's very similar. Okay. In other news.
There he goes again.
Classic. Mario's just relaxing.
Every single time, dude falls on me.
Titanfall.